Hello everyone, this is Mr. K, and today we're going to review a little bit of SOHCAHTOA. One thing to note is just remember that whenever you want to use SOHCAHTOA, you are going to need a right angle in your triangle, also known as a right triangle. So some things to remember is that whenever you see triangles written out like this, you're always good, like the lowercase letter is always going to be directly across from the uppercase letter, and this is known as the opposite side. So like if I'm using angle A here, opposite of angle A would be little a, and then opposite of angle B will be little b, opposite angle C will be little c. And now the word, if you want to call it a word, SOHCAHTOA, comes from describing the different trig ratios of this triangle. So for example, the sine of angle A is always going to be the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. And so if I'm using angle A here, the opposite side is going to be little a, so my sine of A is going to equal little a divided by, now the hypotenuse, if you remember, is always the side that's opposite the right angle. So that's going to be C. So sine is always opposite over hypotenuse. I'll give you another example here. We'll do the cosine of A is going to be the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. And now you can start to see like where SOHCAHTOA comes from, because sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And so if I'm using angle A here, opposite was my little a, and I know that opposite the right angle is my little c, so then by process of elimination, if this is opposite, this is hypotenuse, this has to be your adjacent. So my cosine of A would be the length of little b divided by my hypotenuse, which is little c. And then the last example we can do is the tangent of A is going to be my opposite divided by my adjacent. And we've already established that the opposite side is going to be my little a, and the adjacent is going to be little b. Now one thing that I want you to note is that your hypotenuse will always stay the same regardless of what angle you're using. If you're going to refer to a different angle, your opposite and your adjacent will switch. So just as one last quick example, my sine of angle B is still going to be opposite divided by my hypotenuse. However, this time my opposite is going to be that little b divided by my hypotenuse, which is still going to stay as little c. And that's just a quick review of SOHCAHTOA.